Hello everyone, welcome back to another gripping episode of Best of Ask Reddit. Today, we delve into a tale that's as chilling as it is captivating, as it unravels the intriguing story of My Mother is a Monster. From the depths of our story's corners, where users come together to share their most unbelievable experiences, emerges a narrative that will leave you spellbound. But, before we begin with the first story, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated with us. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know what you think about these stories. And now, without further ado, let's dive into the first one.
I called the cops on my mom after 14 years of silence. I finally found the courage to post this. My mom abandoned my older brother when he was 3. He lived with my grandma for years and had a good childhood that I wish it was the same for me and my brother. You see, I'm 15 and I'm the youngest. I'm the most hated member of my family because I was an accident. My dad left when I was 2. He was using my mum for money and abused us. This is what they said to me, I don't know I was 1. My mom is much worse. She only cares about money and her looks. She abused us when we were kids and treated us like we were strangers to her. I hated her. I was only 4 when I and my brother got kicked out of the house in the middle of the night because we were having fun playing with our toys and laughing. At summer we used to go to our grandparents because our mom was working. But things there weren't good either. My grandma hated us because she hated our mom for not supporting her by giving her money to raise her own son. My older brother hated us much either. My grandma gave us the leftovers of my older brother's food, treated us shit, calling us disgusting and things. It was worst for me because I was 6 and a girl, which my grandma took advantage of by making me do all the house chores and cleaning while she was out with my brothers, my aunts, and uncles having fun. I felt like Cinderella. I was abused by my grandma too just because my older brother wanted to. I remember in my room in the dark, hugging my teddy bear and crying. That teddy bear was the only thing I had to feel loved. I was 6 years old. My mom didn't know how to cook, so she bought us chocolates from the supermarket to eat day and night. Over the years I got fat. And everyone in my family, including my mom, was making fun of me. From the little pretty cute skinny girl to the big ugly girl. At school, things weren't better. I got bullied for over 7 years, since today. I got in depression. I was all alone. I wasn't even good at school because I never had any help with my homework. At 10 I couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to die. I started harming myself and searching ways to suicide. My mom gets a lot of money but never gives us anything and lies that she doesn't have anything. I was sick as F and I still am, and my mom still refuses to give money to doctors for me to recover from my diseases, which are dangerous for my age. She does that to get people to give her money by calling churches and telling them that her kids are crying because they are hungry and she doesn't have any food. She had us as a way to get more money. At age 6 I had no clothes or shoes. I was wearing my brother's old clothes. I still don't have anything to wear, but mostly, nothing to eat. She talks all by herself and laughs like an evil person, repeating things that she said 30 years ago. And it creeps us out every time. Years passed like this with me living like this at some point when I ended up doing some crazy shit when I was 14. One day my grandma called my mom complaining that she doesn't give money to me, money that someone else gave for me. She ended up in a situation where she couldn't lie anymore because it wouldn't make any sense, and she started screaming like a maniac, throwing things. At that time I couldn't take it anymore. I turned around and looked at her and said, "Enough is enough." I ran out of the house and started crying while running on the road. I didn't come back. I was missing for 2 days and she didn't even call me. When I came back she just went to shower and didn't even care that I was back. That day I confessed everything to the police and child services. I didn't feel guilty or sad. I just snapped. Police came and took her to a physiatrist. My mom was screaming and crying, and of course, she knew that it was me who did that. I still live with her and cry myself to sleep every night. It's sad because I know that child services don't care about teenagers. They said that they would send me to therapy, it's been 4 months and they still haven't called me like they did every day. I was supposed to go to an orphanage. I don't know what will happen, but things will start going hill now that the school will start because they will start bringing me to the police station again. Turns out the neighborhood reported my mom to the police too. I fucking hate myself. I never felt love and I didn't even know what that was until I turned 12. I still want to kill myself because I'm useless. My dreams are way too good to be true and I have nothing to make them come true. My whole life is ruined and I think it's time for me to leave and rest in peace. I'm 15-year-old girl secretly writing all of these because I don't know what to do.
My mom hates me and I don't know what to do. Me F16 and my mom F40 have a terrible relationship, and I have had one since I can remember. She constantly puts me down commenting on my weight, hair, or clothes. Recently she has thrown away all my makeup accusing me of trying to be fast and get pregnant, which I think is hypocritical because she got pregnant at 15 and ended up having an abortion. She's the typical boy's mom. My little brother M13 is definitely the golden child. She spoils him with whatever he wants and needs. Gives him a weekly allowance for sitting on his ass, while I'm expected to pay rent. Rent is $30 a week BTW, which is impossible with my McDonald's paycheck. If I fail to pay rent on time, she takes my things to compensate. I've tried multiple times to communicate with her, but she always cries claiming I'm either gaslighting her or I'm just being an angsty teen. I can't even relax in my own home and I don't know what to do. I just want to know if my feelings are valid, or if I really am being an angsty teen like she claims I am. Edit, we are not struggling. My mother does not live paycheck to paycheck, we're like the upper middle class. And to the people suggesting that the money could be for my college fund, I don't know if you're right or wrong.
Cut off my mother because she allowed the guy who sexually assaulted me to visit my daughter. 10 years later she wants to fix our relationship and get to know her grandkids. 13 years ago I was sexually assaulted by my boyfriend's, now husband, ex-best friend, we'll call him Jay, when I was 16. My mother never liked my husband ever since we started dating back when we were 13. She always wanted me to be with Jay because Jay came from a good family. So when Jay assaulted me she didn't believe me despite all the evidence that he assaulted me. Jay's mom was also my mom's boss, so I think that might have had a huge part in her not believing me. So while I was waiting for trial I moved in with my boyfriend and his parents. During this time I found out I was pregnant and I knew it wasn't my boyfriend's because we were never intimate and I was never with anyone like that beforehand. Jay ended up taking a plea deal and got no jail time in exchange for him never having any right to see my daughter. When my daughter was born my mother asked me to move back home and said sorry for everything and she did. A year after my daughter was born I went to college a few hours away and my mom retired early to watch her while I went to college. During the week I stayed on campus so I didn't have to drive back and forth, and on the weekends I came home and I also called every night to make sure my daughter was okay. In my second year of college me and my boyfriend eloped and my mom did not like that one bit even though we'd been together for 6 years at that point and he took care of my daughter like she was his and still does to this day. So one day we had a big snowstorm and my Thursday and Friday classes were cancelled. So I went home early without telling my mom, and guess who was in the kitchen when I walked in? Jay's mom, my mom, and Jay was also holding my daughter when I walked in. They were surprised, to say the least, and I started flipping out naturally and grabbed my daughter and packed a bag with her stuff. My mother and Jay's mother were pleading with me to not leave while I was packing. When I went to leave my mom was crying now begging me to forgive her. I said I would never forgive her and went to walk out. On my way out Jay grabbed my arm and said I should be nicer to my mother. My mother called me hundreds of times but I never answered her. I left and got an apartment with my husband and daughter. Got a babysitter for when I was in class. A week after this incident my mother put over $100K in my bank account to buy me over or get me to talk to her. I really don't know. My younger sister just got married and my mother was at the wedding and I had to be civil to her. She asked about my daughter and son and current pregnancy. She told me how she wanted to fix things with me and see her grandkids before she eventually died, and how she's always believed me about the assault. She just didn't want to be fired. I asked her if she still hangs out with Jay's mother. She said sometimes, but mostly at church. I left the conversation at that. She's my mother. I love her. I miss her. She raised me and my sister all by herself, well, with the help of a few nanny too, but I don't know if I will ever be able to completely forgive her. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. Long story, sorry about that. I just wanted to vent about the current crap in my life.
Thank you for watching. If you like to watch more of these videos, please leave a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share it to your friends and family. I'll see you in the next video.